Good morning, Chameleon Academy. This week we are going to be talking about screen cages. Now, if you've listened to my podcasts, you'll know that I consider that hybrid cages are actually the ideal cage for chameleons in most cases if you're indoors. So, why am I talking about screen cages? Well, it's because screen cages actually do have their uses. They have the huge advantage that they're cheap and they're easily obtainable, and a lot of people know how to work with them. And since most keepers start out with a screen cage, it's worth learning about them. But first, let's establish what is a screen cage and what is a hybrid cage. A screen cage, not surprisingly, is a cage that has all screen sides, whereas a hybrid cage is a cage that incorporates both screen and solid sides. These solid sides can be made of PVC, glass, wood, anything. The main characteristic of screen cages is that the internal conditions match the conditions of the room. You have 100% ventilation, and so any energy that you put into the screen cage, whether it be a heat lamp or a fogger, has very localized results before the energy just dissipates into the entire ambient room conditions. The hybrid cage, on the other hand, reduces the ventilation, and so you're able to maintain a higher level humidity or heat within the cage. The more solid sides you have, the more control over the internal environment you're able to exert. Now, if we were to make a decision as to which kind of cage we should use, screen or hybrid, we would have to evaluate what our ambient conditions are in the room and compare those to the idealized care sheet conditions for our particular species. And remember, that means we have to compare the conditions that are in the room that the chameleon is in, not the outdoors. And so if you live in a humid area and the weather station says it's very high humidity, that doesn't count unless the room is the same humidity. And when we use central air, the air conditioning just takes out moisture from the air, and so you need to be aware of those conditions. So you take your care sheet conditions, you compare them to the conditions within the room, and you see, do you need more humidity or more heat? In many places, we need more humidity because the chameleons like that high humidity at night, between 80 to 100%, and our houses usually aren't designed to handle that kind of humidity. And so that's why hybrid cages become useful to us chameleon keepers. But there is outdoor keeping, and when we are outdoor keeping, we absolutely need screen cages. And so throughout this series, I'm going to be showing you a number of applications of how we use screen cages outdoors. Screen cages, hybrid cages, glass cages, wood cages, these are all just tools. I'm well aware of the strong feelings within the chameleon community as to which one cage is the one true cage to use. The real answer is that each one of these cages has different characteristics that we need within different conditions that we're using the cage. There is no reason for you to limit your options in providing the best life for your chameleon. And so we're going to work on learning the characteristics and advantages of each one of these tools so you can decide which one is best for your unique situation. When I come back tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a review on the Zoomed Reptibris cage, which is the most common screen cage used in the chameleon community. This is the first episode in a whole series on screen cages. Subscribe to the Chameleon Academy to see the whole series, and when the next episode is released, it's going to be linked right here. This is Bill Strand signing off. I'll see you tomorrow.